Most buyers searching the Seacoast are locked on to the same 3 or 4 towns, and those towns are pricing people out fast. If you've been looking and you're starting to wonder if you missed the window, you haven't, but the buyers I work with who feel the best about what they paid all have one thing in common. They looked one step further than everyone else. This video covers 6 towns within striking distance of Portsmouth that are still accessible right now and why that's changing faster than most people realize. To start, let's talk about one of my favorite towns, but real quick, just let me introduce myself. My name's Cam Avery. I'm a local resident and real estate agent here in southern Maine and Seacoast, New Hampshire. If you're thinking about moving to the area, definitely subscribe to the channel and make sure to download our free relocation guide. The link is right in the description below. Dover sits about 15 minutes from Portsmouth, close enough to feel connected to everything happening there, but far enough that the price tags haven't fully caught up yet. And that gap is exactly where the opportunity is. A buyer who gets priced out of Portsmouth or Exeter, and that happens constantly, and shifts the search to Dover often ends up with more house, more lot, and more character for the same money or less. I've watched that play out firsthand. The downtown is walkable, the restaurant scene has grown up significantly in the last few years, and the commuter rail connection to Boston makes it genuinely practical for remote workers who still need to get to the city occasionally. Dover isn't a consolation prize, it's what happens when a real city with real bones hasn't been fully discovered yet, and buyers who figure that out before everyone else are the ones who look smart 5 years from now. Dover is the town that makes sense on paper and delivers in person, but if Dover's prices are already starting to stretch the budget, the next town on this list is the one that buyers almost underestimate and almost always wished they'd looked at sooner. Rochester gets skipped a lot. Buyers hear Rochester and immediately think that is too far north, that's too far from everything, and I get it. On a map, it looks like you've crossed some invisible line, but here's what the map doesn't show you. Rochester sits right at the junction of Route 16 at 11, which puts Portsmouth about 25 minutes south and the Lakes region about 20 minutes north. The commute math works better than people think. And the price point, it's one of the last places in Seacoast, New Hampshire where you can still find a 3 or 4 bedroom home with a real yard for between $400,000 and $500,000. That number is getting harder to find anywhere else on this list. And what's actually on the ground has changed too. The downtown has been quietly improving, local restaurants, new businesses, a genuinely walkable core that didn't exist even 10 years ago. Rochester keeps coming up for my buyers who are honest with themselves about what they actually need. If you want space, a real yard, and a price that doesn't require you to stretch uncomfortably, and you're willing to trade a little zip code prestige to get it, Rochester deserves a serious look. And so Rochester works for the buyer who wants a real town with real infrastructure at a price that still makes sense, but the next town on this list is for a completely different kind of buyer, one who isn't looking for a downtown at all. Barrington doesn't have a downtown. There's no main street, no obvious anchor that makes buyers stop scrolling and pay attention. And that's exactly why it gets overlooked so often. Here's what Barrington actually delivers: land, privacy, the kind of lot where your neighbors aren't part of your daily life unless you really want them to be. We're talking 2, 3, sometimes even 4 or more acre lots at price points that would get you a quarter-acre lot in the towns that everybody already knows about. And it's not remote. Portsmouth is about 25 minutes east, Dover is 15 minutes north, and you're not giving up access, you're just trading the walkable coffee shop for a backyard that actually has room to breathe. You know, I've had buyers come in completely fixated on towns like Exeter or Stratham, and after one honest conversation about what they actually do day to day, Barrington becomes the answer they weren't even looking for. It's a specific fit, right? It's not for the buyer who wants to walk to dinner on a Friday night, but for the family that wants space, a real property, and proximity to the Seacoast without paying Seacoast prices. Barrington keeps delivering in a way that surprises people. Barrington is a specific answer to a specific problem. And if land and privacy are what you're after, it's hard to beat. But if you want something more centrally positioned with better access east and west, the next town is the one that keeps surprising buyers who find it a little bit too late. Epping is usually the town buyers find by accident. They've been outbid in Exeter, they've toured everything in Raymond, they've started to wonder if they need to rethink the whole search, and then Epping comes up and the math suddenly works again. The reason it keeps showing up is simple. Epping still has inventory and it still has price points that make sense. Route 101 puts you into Portsmouth in about 30 minutes and Manchester roughly the same direction west. The location is more central than people realize until they actually look on a map. And what's changing right now is the demand side. Buyers who got burned in hotter towns are getting smarter where they look. And honestly, Epping is showing up earlier in those conversations than it used to. I've watched this pattern play out before in Dover and Rochester, right? The towns that nobody leads with become the towns that everybody is talking about. And by the time that happens, the window on the pricing has already closed. Epping is still in that window. It won't be forever, and the buyers who treat it as a fallback instead of a real option are the ones who tend to regret it later. Epping is still in its window, and that window is closing. Now, I want to show you something that stops a lot of buyers cold, because the next town on this list isn't in New Hampshire at all. And before you skip ahead, hear me out. South Berwick throws some buyers off. They came here looking at New Hampshire, and the idea of crossing into Maine feels like a compromise, like they're settling for something they didn't come here for. That assumption is worth questioning. South Berwick sits right on the border, about 15 minutes from Portsmouth and 20 minutes from Dover. The commute story is nearly identical to half the New Hampshire towns on this list, and the price points are competitive, sometimes better than what you'd find in comparable New Hampshire towns with similar lot sizes and home quality. What you do give up is the New Hampshire tax structure, and that is a real consideration, but Maine's income tax situation is not as punishing as people assume when they hear New England tax state, and for buyers who are remote or retired, the gap narrows further. I've had buyers who came in convinced they'd never look at Maine, crossed the bridge into South Berwick almost reluctantly, and ended up closing there. Every time the reaction is the same, right? They expected a downgrade and found a town that quietly delivers on almost everything they were actually looking for. The main penalty people assume exists is real in some towns. In South Berwick, it's smaller than you think, and for the right buyer, it essentially disappears. South Berwick is the town that converts skeptics. It's made a lot of buyers rethink what they thought they needed, but if South Berwick is starting to feel like it's already been discovered, and in some price ranges it has, the last town on this list is where the story is still early. If South Berwick is the town buyers discovered by accident, Berwick is the one they almost never find at all. Most out-of-state buyers couldn't place it on a map, and honestly, that's the whole point of why we're talking about it today. Berwick sits just northwest of South Berwick, about 20 to 25 minutes from Portsmouth, 20 minutes from Dover. The location story is not dramatically different from the other towns on this list, but the prices definitely are. We're talking entry points that have largely disappeared everywhere else in this region. The buyers who are getting priced out of Dover, frustrated in Epping, and losing bidding wars in South Berwick are finding that Berwick still has room, real room on price and affordability. It doesn't have the downtown that Dover has, but it is going through a significant renovation on the downtown. And what it does have is value, a market that hasn't fully priced in its own location yet. That gap closes, right? We know it always does, right? All these towns that we talk about used to be here at one point, but at some point they changed and now it's too late. Berwick is earlier in that story than any other town on this list, and the buyers who show up before the headline do tend to be the ones who look back, say, you know what, we got the timing right, and stay there for years. These towns are affordable right now for one reason. Demand hasn't fully caught up with the Seacoast spillover yet. That's not a permanent condition. Supply is limited, buyers are still coming, and the towns that look like hidden gems today have a way of becoming the towns that everyone's already heard of, usually right after the pricing window closes. If any of these towns sparked something, definitely reach out to us. You can schedule a call by clicking the link right in the description and watch this video here where we talk about what no one is telling you when it comes to living in New Hampshire.